Hello and welcome to Side Gigs. We bring you another episode of Football in Focus. We hope you have had a good weekend. Before moving further into the video, we would request you to please like, subscribe, and share the video so we can continue bringing the good stuff to you. So, Mr. Abu, I think this is your segment.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again for tuning in and hope you had a wonderful weekend. मेरे ख्याल से तो मैं डायरेक्ट क्विज पे जाता हूँ which we asked last time we've had a segment and the trivia was which African nation made it to the semi-final for the first ever in history ever. So the answer was again given us by the same lad who was given us the first trivia answer rightly. Right. So again, Mr. Rahim Sharif. Mr. Rahim Sharif, bravo. Malik sir, we are having a fan under and somebody who knows his brother, I believe. Yeah, and the person who looks like a very interesting, a very interesting subject and looking likely a learned football fan in the making.
Mr. Ryan ko because so far he has taken both these quizzes down.
So heads off to you, Rahim. He's enough to you.
So let's move on to the next segment, which is
Yes, it's time for Club World Cup quarterfinals.
Janab quarterfinals. So the first fixture was between Fluminense and Al-Hilal.
Acha, Malik sir, my take was like fixture was bit cagey. This whole although Fluminense was slight favorites in the game, and but it was a very cagey, very sort of a topsy turvy kind of a fixture. But shading थोड़ा सा position अगर हम देखें तो position थोड़ा सा उनके पास था लाल के पास considering कि of course they have some top names into the mix in the midfields as well. Agreed. So but again थोड़ा सा experience point of view से बात करें या थोड़ा सा कह लें कि hunger I felt कि अल हिलाल से ज़्यादा थोड़ा Fluminense was better player. I wanted to win more than
I actually occasion got to them. I think the occasion got to them. Bro, I think this is because for Al Hilal or anybody coming from Asia, this was the first ever experience for such a grand stage.
Exactly. They were, I mean, for fans, they were I really, for the fans, this FIFA Club World Cup, Fluminense was playing their second quarter. They were there before. They reached the final before. So they're not new to this. Again, the occasion might have suited them. So मेरे हिसाब से अल हिलाल the occasion got to them और थोड़ा सा emotional aspect भी था. If you look at the likes of Joao Cancelo and Ruben Neves, that they were not switched on. Although I think
It was sentimental touch, but I think this is a human element.
Yes.
और वो अपना
Yes.
स्पेशली जब इस तरह के ओकेजन हो जहाँ पे आज भी बड़ा हो तो उसको ऑलरेडी प्रेशर है एंड दिस आई थिंक दिस एड्स टू इट.
Yeah, तो हमने इसमें देखा कि it was I mean the first one was Martinelli who opened the scoring at the first half. Fabulous goal, lovely I mean setup altogether.
And then came the equalizer very early in the second half.
Yes,
And it was Leonardo.
yeah, it was again a good goal, very good goal. And I thought उस वक्त ऐसा लगा कि they are coming back into the game and they know एकदम
Body language भी change हुई.
exactly. But then again they shaded away. They faded away, I believe. In some part of the game after that, the intensity got lower. Lower. सा match ऐसा लग रहा था थोड़ा the tired legs were there. It felt like this. More on the more again, if you see from the in the penalty area moment, you know, see that Fluminense shaded it. But means they had more control. And they were more likely to score in a second.
The last third जो possession की retention थी वह फिल्म में सी और वही उसी ने गोल भी जो है ना eventually Hercules scored a goal by 70th minute and that was also because जो वो last quarter है somewhere about the 18-yard box they were very freely running.
They penetrated and around the box of Al-Hilal a lot. So that showed that Al-Hilal might have been on the defensive side. Okay, moving on to the next quarter final. और ये भी बड़ा interesting quarter final था. Europe against the CONMEBOL या South American. it has Chelsea and Palmeiras. So, I mean, Malik Saab, I know you've been a long, I mean, staying loyal Chelsea fan.
हाँ.
So, I think you put some light on this. आप please इसको बताइए कैसा रहा है
Yeah,
Chelsea versus
so
Palmeiras.
away, I think for a very, greater part of the match, as we expected, it remained the way it was expected to be. The South Americans, जो हैं, they tend to play a very physical football, which they did exhibit a lot on the pitch. और जो जैसे चेल्सी वगैरह या जो प्रीमियर लीग की साइड्स हैं, दे आर मोर रिफाइंड इन देयर गेम ऑफ पासिंग एंड रिटेनिंग द बॉल, मेकिंग क्लीन पासेस, खासकर, और जो बहुत ज्यादा जो है ना वो पेनिट्रेटिंग किस्म की पासेस हो वो वाले ज्यादा खेलते हैं. However, this was a good fixture still. Had it not been in own goal, this would have definitely been
I think मुझे 80th minute तक तो मुझे it was, I mean, I could have put a bet on it कि this is moving towards an extra time.
you can lead very free on in the game and you will go penalties.
So I think that own goal was a big
A blessing that
to Chelsea win this in 90 minutes.
because if they had this gone to extra times, तो because जो as we spoke earlier कि जो वहाँ पे हीट वेव और सब कुछ है उसके मुकाबले में I think Palmeiras would have fared better.
That suited more.
हाँ.
That would have suited to them.
But in those circumstances, had those match gone into the extra time, but that didn't, and luckily for Chelsea, it stayed this way. And own goal.
Overall, वैसे देखा जाए तो for a neutral fan and neutral perspective, if I see, it was a very much like both teams are not willing to make or sort of any or coming to any sort of an error
हाँ.
can give you the edge. Because ऐसा लगा that they are not willing to make any sort of mistake. They are very compact.
They were very conscious about this.
Yes.
So ये जो match है इसके अंदर they were trying to somehow to avoid getting caution.
Yes, Chelsea club conversion they have shaded. Of course, I mean,
हाँ.
looking into the lineups and the effect of Cole Palmer or midfield of Chelsea with Caicedo.
Yes.
So let's move into the goals. Chelsea के side से जो goals score किए वो I think Cole Palmer has given them the
Yes, and there was another own goal Palmeiras.
or one entity which moving with the one entity I would like to put some light on is the goal scorer of Palmeiras.
हाँ. Yes.
Balika, are you aware that he is moving to Chelsea?
अच्छा actually wow.
Yeah, he's already signed and just awaiting.
It was a confirmed. This was rumored before, but it is
Drawn but conclusion, yes.
So chalo, maybe this is something that we will discuss our topic and our next video.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, so moving into the third fixture, the big one.
Yeah, the
The
best.
two European giants, PSG versus Bayern Munich.
Yes.
What's up?
Game for the ages, or I would say game of the season, for example, or you can have an replica from the European Champions League group. Anyhow, it was a very interesting, intense, and a very I would say end-to-end game था ये. It wasn't like a dull affair. No, it was no a dull affair. मेरे हिसाब से Bayern Munich with all their power and strength in the team and the players they have. I mean Harry Kane and Kingsley Coman. I mean they I think lack something in a final third. मेरे हिसाब से वो creativity मुझे नहीं दिखी या open chances जो create कर सकते थे. Maybe credit goes to the defense of PSG which was very much like compact. It was very much like they were aware of the threat what they are what they got in front of them. तो मुझे ऐसा लगा maybe Bayern didn't look like opening the defense like they intend to, or what kind of player on the show they could have. So मेरे हिसाब से Bayern didn't create enough for me to be like staying in the game or to given PSG a very factor. Lekin on the other hand, PSG was like, I mean, they looked like a European champions coming into the quarterfinals. I mean, scoreline could have been anything like 3-0 or 4-0. It could have been like this.
It could have been.
Manuel Neuer had some pretty good saves to make.
Neuer stood up to
On the other hand, Donnarumma was like, for me, आप अगर intensity देखें या penalty area and penetration देखें तो Bayern never had that. I mean, for a long time in the match, they may have had glimpses of. They may.
I mean, I think the match overall was very nice. I think this was a very neutral.
बहुत अच्छे game.
हाँ मतलब Bayern side they created good chances. The football was very free flowing. I like the game उस context में. But however, they did not stood up to their reputation. Bayern Munich had a great team at hand. Kingsley Coman बहुत शुरू से खेल रहे थे with Harry Kane. They also had Thomas Müller on bench. They could have brought him in. मगर ये कि this was not we were not nobody expected I think कि 2-0 रहेगी score line. Whereas on the other hand अगर आप PSG को देखें तो as they were going on जब उस्मान डेम्बेले का गोल हुआ है they could have struck at least one more. Had there been a couple of minutes more they could have struck one more goal. They also had two set offs.
I mean, change anything from a PSG point of view. I was like amazed to see them going with 9 men, and it's still they are attacking Bayern. This was like seeing another team from.
There were 9 men
Not PSG,
and they scored while they were
a couple of years back.
So on the being 9 players on the field, they still managed
to score a second goal. Yeah. So it was a breathtaking and in fact deserved
not a roller coaster.
roller coaster. Actually, the next game, the last quarter final, and it featured the Galacticos, the Real Madrid, and the Borussia Dortmund. Game itself, as a neutral point of view, मुझे ऐसा लगा was like a walk in the park for Madrid. I mean, the entirety of the game. अगर मैं देखूँ तो
हालांकि it was not expected, but
although if you look at the possession, I mean, it was like they shaded. Both have had the positions
neck to
neck 50-50. But then game itself, the penetration, I mean, the inside the penalty area stats आप देखें तो it was all real written over it. और मुझे वो pressing game भी नहीं दिखा था Borussia at times. I mean, they are.
they did not came up with their best.
Everyone was like more into it as the game grows और उन्होंने early the goals उनको मिले.
20 minutes. अब वो साथ with the interval of 10 minutes in the initial 20, 2 goals.
I mean, they could have.
Both from Garcia.
Yes, sir. बहुत अच्छे goals by the that Garcia is another future talent to look out for. He's coming and
Garcia's goal was just tremendous.
another La Liga, interesting La Liga coming up for these guys like Garcia and the other ruler of this world of Real Madrid.
And Arno Villa has a very good.
अब वो पुरानी मैच जिसमें हम केविन म्बाप्पे का स्पेशल देखे so it was breathtaking.
I think historic Abruzar iconic goal है.
मुझे really की याद है this is to City fans but that goal that cracker goal
that cracked the nuts.
so
this is I think one of it will go down in the same league as I believe.
yes, on a bigger stage, of course, it's a Club World Cup being played. So for me at times they honestly like how this work. I don't know. Maybe they never expected this matter to turn this up. Yes, style हो गया बहुत ज़्यादा है कुछ विनिशियस जूनियर पे कर दिया था and they let Garcia flow.
Then I think came into life once they saw Kylian Mbappe coming on the pitch. उससे पहले तो they were sleeping. हाँ.
I mean, it's got very well, and then the time on their side afterwards. And तीसरे गोल के बाद they woke up, but it was too late for them.
Yeah.
And I think deservedly Real should have anything like 4-0 of. I mean, no disrespect to the Borussia, but the game was made.
So, I mean, Real going through is something that we expected. However, Borussia not putting up a fight was something जो बहुत disappointing रहा
absolutely
for this game, right?
Indeed.
Right. So this rounds up the quarterfinals of this year's Club World Cup. Before we move further into the next segment, Abu Sab, I think you have a fun fact with you. Do you not?
Oh yes, absolutely. I have something very, I would say, like the historical fun fact है. और व्यूअर्स के लिए एक नॉलेज ऐड करेगा, इनफैक्ट इंफॉर्मेटरी भी है. Let's take you to the fun fact. Acha, do you know, viewers, Kylian Mbappe has become the first ever player to score in 7 different competition in a single season. Absolutely, you heard it right.
Amazing.
Kylian Mbappe has become the only player to score in a 7 different competition in a single season. That's a perfect thing.
Oh, I think it is amazing. Kylian Mbappe is, it's the next big thing. How many competitions with are they? I mean, he is on the he's playing in La Liga at the moment.
लगेगा इसमें लगेगा है, इसमें चैंपियंस लीग है, इसमें आपका कोपा डेल रे है, द लोकल स्पेनिश कप दैट इज, इसमें सुपर कप है, इसके अंदर आपके पास इंटरकॉन्टिनेंटल कप है, इसमें कप है, एंड देयर इज अ यूएफए सुपर कप एज वेल. Very nice. So there is total 7 competition, and it is of course on your screen. You can check the competitions, the goal he has scored in that.
Congratulations, Kylian
So
Mbappe.
again, congratulations to Kylian Mbappe. Okay, I think without any wasting any time, हम देख लेते हैं semi-finalists को, because they are all there, all top 4.
Why not?
Let's check the semi-finalists.
So the first fixture is Fluminense against Chelsea,
Wow.
another South American team. That will have the bigger one this time.
Yes.
Enticing
good.
enticing fixture.
Absolutely.
This is supposed to be going down today according to Pakistan Standard Time.
Yes.
The other fixture would be tomorrow night.
That would be a cracker pot. PSG versus the current versus Real Madrid will equal
two giants, or would be Mbappe ka former club.
former club. Yes, Mbappe against his old club.
So this will be going down tomorrow. At about midnight Pakistan Standard
yes.
Time. But if we requested before, we would still
Check the local listings.
Please do check your local listing. Now let's move on to this episode's trivia. Mr. Abu,
Yes, आज का trivia is for the fans, for the viewers, is Fluminense FC was the finalist in which year's FIFA Club World Cup? Let me repeat. Fluminense FC finalist in which year's FIFA Club World Cup? Very interesting fact. Very interesting trivia.
we definitely look forward to your participation as before. We really hope कि ये community के तौर पे grow कर सके. We would also take this opportunity to sign off from the video. But before we do that, Mr. Abru, let's tell them that the next, topic that we have for them is very interesting.
Absolutely. I'm buzzing for tomorrow's episode.
Yeah, the next tomorrow's episode hopefully would be covering a lot about the transfer market going on right about now.
Yes.
And the other football related news.
Of course, उस पे कौन से big clubs are there in the market, very active indeed, और कितनी happenings हो चुकी हैं, will bring you all on the table. So stay tuned with us.
So this is it. I think this will take our cue from here. We're signing off. We hope to see you all in the next video. Please, as requested earlier, we would humbly request again to please like, subscribe the channel and share our videos so we can continue, doing this for you all.
Thank you so much again. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Bye bye and Allah Hafiz.